Hi, I'm Amy Shannon from Amy's Bookshelf Reviews podcast, where stories
Good
speak,
evening,
voices
listeners. I'm
matter,
Amy
and words
Shannon,
come
and
alive.
welcome to Amy's
If you
Bookshelf
are
Reviews podcast,
following this on
conversations, revelations, and
Spotify,
inspirations behind the books.
please
Tonight's segment is
follow the
Voices
podcast.
Uncensored,
Um,
Voices Unsilenced, and
Now,
Voices
the
Amplified, unmuting
interviewees
the erase so
uh,
every voice can be
have the
heard.
option of
You never
having
know
an
where the
audio-only
conversation will
podcast
lead us,
session or a
so
video
let's
podcast
find out.
session. This is
So,
a video
I
podcast
have been
session,
doing
and I
some
hope
thinking,
that you enjoy it.
and
It will also
um,
be shown on YouTube.
I
So
decided
if you are
that
watching this
this
on YouTube,
is going to be
please subscribe. Thank you.
Amy Unleashed, kind of. So, uh, there are a lot of things that I don't discuss with people, politics, religion, and then there are some things that I don't mind. Um, I think it is so important for people that disagree with each other to have an intellectual debate, not name calling or I hate you, I never want to see you again. How can you follow that person? How can you not follow this person? So, me, I don't discuss stuff. I don't like how it gets people twisted. And then, but other things, I will open my mouth and say, don't do that. You want to post photographs of someone who is dying on the internet? I'm going to say something. Um, you're going to post my family who is dying on Facebook? I'm going to say something. You are going to disparage someone else, make fun of someone because of whatever. I don't care if they're skinny or heavy. I don't care if they're black or white or green or red, white and blue. You don't do that. People with special needs. You don't say the R word, and I'm not going to say it because I hate that word. I hate it more than the F word. I also hate the word moron. That stems from childhood. No one likes to be called a moron. Nobody likes to be called stupid. But yes, there are ignorant people in the world, and there are people who do stupid things. I've done stupid things. I do stupid things all the time. My mind doesn't always work right, so I don't always say the right thing. So that is what happens, or it comes out wrong. So that's what I thought. I support authors who are considered controversial or people just don't agree with their thinking. Sometimes, you know, they don't, uh, they're censored, or if they've done like interviews, their interviews are either edited, censored, or not even aired because of the topic of conversation or the viewpoint of the person who is being interviewed. And I find that reprehensible. I don't believe that anyone's voice should be silenced. If you have to edit yourself, that's one thing. There are times and places for, editing yourself, so you don't look like an idiot. Or, and there are times when, you know what, whatever, anything goes. And as someone listening to someone, you don't have to agree with them. You don't even have to believe what they believe, but respect the fact that they have their own opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. Not all opinions are the same. Some opinions are just based off of what they know or what they think they know, and some opinions are based off of factual information. And then, of course, yes, there are lies and secrets and fake news and real news that is terrible. When you're in the public eye, not that I'm just me, um, just a author, book reviewer, podcast host now. And I do whatever I can to help authors find their voice and share it with the world. And so I thought I would not going to um, talk about my work. I'm going to talk about what's on my mind. When when I read the news, I stopped watching local news. I just got tired of the same old thing, bad, the good, bad, the ugly, and the uglier. Um, and then when I read news, I read credible news and things that come to me. I also like to watch reels, videos. I like to watch the ones where people help other people. And I always check to see if it's real because there are some where they're doing a great job. They're, showing acts of kindness or acts of how to turn something into an act of kindness. And they are doing it as a short film. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 30 minutes. And those are remarkable. But I really like the ones where people are either using their monetization or some sort of crowdfunding or GoFundMe to help people who are less fortunate, people that are homeless. Personally, if you consider going from motel to motel, there was a period in my life when I was with my second husband and my son, and I was pregnant. Um, I was homeless. We just moved from hotel to hotel until my in-laws were able to help us get a home. Um, we lost our apartment due to something that my ex had done. And I refer to him as my ex because he's the one that tried to kill me 20 years ago. But, anyways, he's dead and gone, and that is not what I want to talk about. So, homelessness. Why don't people have homes? I know that the majority of homeless people are veterans. Why? Why aren't they homeless? I also know that there are people that are homeless and they have mental illness and they're not taking their medication. They can't take their medication, or they decide to self-medicate by using street drugs. And then there are people that have used to have a house, a family. Something happened, they lost their job, they lost their house, and it's very hard to get a job if you don't have a phone, if you don't have clean clothes, if you don't have an address. So telling people, oh, go get a job, well, what are they going to put as their address? Most applications now are online. Personally, I think that it would be interesting and maybe not necessarily a solution for all, but there are a lot of what they call homeless camps where people are living in tents. So why not give them tiny houses? They're living in a tent. A tiny house would be a lot better. They would be safe from the weather. They would be able to cook. Um, they could have an address. So I have seen, I remember this one time. And it was a long time ago. And I was in my early 20s. And I was going to business school at the time. I was married to my first husband, and I would take the bus um, to business school before I was able to drive and have a car. And I remember one time I had stopped on my way from school to go to the bus stop, and I had bought something at McDonald's. And I ate my fries, so I got full. And when I ate, I only ate like half my burger. So I put it in the trash receptacle. And when the bus showed up, I was getting on the bus. And as I was getting on the bus, I noticed this homeless man. He was wearing like the Green Army um, jacket. Um, he had dog tags, and he was fishing through the garbage that I had tossed my food in. And that was the first thing that he had grabbed. And he finished what I didn't eat. And that was really the first time I had saw something like that. Um, I know there are a lot of places for homeless people, shelters. Um, they're not always safe. Some people would rather sleep on the street than in a shelter. Um, some people, all their belongings are in a rucksack, a backpack, shopping cart. People will kill each other over an apple or a half an orange. I think there has to be more done about that. There needs to be more kindness in the world. And that is something I've always believed in, the kindness of people. And you don't always see it. I also believe that people should stop judging other people just because of their ideals, their religion, their color. Judge a person on how they treat you. You know, I treat people how I want to be treated. I'm not saying that I've never gotten angry, that I've never told somebody off. No, never, done that. Do I like being angry? No. Do I like being mean? No. But if I have to, I will. I had a stalker, and it didn't matter what I said or what I did. I could be nice, I could be mean, I could ignore them, and that was it. I'm fortunate now that I have had moved away from that area. So, um, unless I run into him in the store, I um, he can't get to where I am. Um, and that is something else too, that it's not okay for someone to make you do things you don't want to do. It's not okay to use violence against someone. And if you are defending yourself, fine. Believe me, I know. But also think, be safe, get away, and don't kick someone when they're down. I know all my whatever I'm saying, it doesn't mean crap, right? Whatever. People are going to be who they are. When I go out and I'm in my wheelchair and I go out by myself, and I am not surprised that when I'm crossing the street at the crosswalk, that cars try to beat me before I hit the lane they want to get into. I can count on both hands how many times I've had to stop short because I almost was hit by a car. And then half those people would flip me off because they acted like it was my fault. I don't like having to be in my chair. I have to go out, I have to use it. And it's harder and harder for me to walk around my house. And I say and do dumb things because my brain doesn't work right. But I still do what I can to help people, especially authors and people in that community, because they were the ones that have always supported me and they always thank me. And that means the world to me. A simple thank you. And this year, for Christmas, this wonderful couple, they sent me these wonderful cookies for Christmas. It was just amazing. And I didn't expect it. I didn't even know what it was until I got it. When I'm out, people rush to get ahead of me because I'm slow. Or they roll their eyes or give me a dirty look. Maybe it's not because I'm in a wheelchair, maybe because I keep my head shaved. Or I wear a hat. Or I have glasses. Or I have weird things on my charms. Yeah, it's a Klingon battle up, and I have a rose gold crystal, and I have a cardinal because cardinals remind me of my grandma. My hat's perfect. And people think that my Be Kind campaign is stupid. And then there's others that support me no matter what. And I had a day that it started off like I was just so frustrated and terrible. And then three people within an hour of each other thanked me, helped me, or just said, "You see, you are amazing." I'm not amazing. I'm just a person. But I am judged based off of what I look like, what I see, what I say. Excuse me, I didn't mean see. What I say, what I don't say, how I say something, how I don't say something. My voice is too sad. My voice is too happy. Well, no, it's never really that. I'm too serious. I'm not serious enough. I do more than I should. That, yeah, I do. I want to still be able to do things that I used to do 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I can't. I fall down, I get up, I fall down again. I get sick for no reason. But I have thoughts and ideas, and the ideas, they don't always succeed, but at least I try. It's like my kids tell me, my boys always tell me, you can push through, Mom. Want to know why my head shaved? Because I started losing my hair. And my hair now grows at different rates. So I keep it short. And I actually like it. And I wish I had done it years ago. Because otherwise, my head just, yeah, gets to a point that, and that's the reason why, that's all. I tried wigs, but they weren't me. And then I realized this is me, who I am. Who do I get up? Every morning when I get up, I get out of bed, I get dressed. Even if I don't feel good, I go back to bed. And I never feel good. So If I say I'm fine, it's normal. The normal, I don't feel well, whatever. But if I say I don't feel well, it's worse than my normal stuff. I really don't feel good. I need to lay down. I need to whatever. So I guess I know I've said a lot and probably sounds like I've said nothing at all. Um, and maybe that's true, but I have opinions. I'd like to know what's going on in the world. I believe that no matter who you vote for, whoever is in office, whether they're in your political party or not, I think there are times when you would agree with someone and there's times when you disagree with someone. And you don't have to always follow every little thing. Oh, yes, this happened, so yay. Or, oh no, this happened. So boo. I'm the kind of person too that I will get genuinely upset when a celebrity dies. I don't know them personally, but maybe I've watched them on TV or I'm familiar with their work. There are some people that I don't know that have been um, killed due to mass shootings, school shootings. I mourn for those who have lost their lives. I didn't used to be, and I'm not sappy. I used to think it was, you know, I had to be strong and, never let them see you cry, all of that. And now things get to me at the drop of a hat. But I think that I just have the right to feel whatever I feel. And sometimes it still, it lingers, it bothers me. Those who have in the public eye when they've committed self-harm. I don't, I know there's a headspace that you can get into and where that seems like the only way. And that person needed help and for some reason couldn't say it, couldn't vocalize it, had to be happy on the outside. I used to think it was selfish because that person was only ending their suffering. They weren't thinking about the people who were left behind, the people who found them. But things are different. Each one is different. And then there are those who kill their own parents. Parents love their children. Sometimes they give up on them, and sometimes they never do. But either way, that's just not the answer. I truly believe that I grew up believing and knowing you respect your parents. Maybe you don't like them. Maybe you only love them because they're your parents. Just kind of like sometimes you don't like your kids or some of your kids, but you love them because they're your kids or family or whatever. But you don't disrespect them. You don't swear at your mother. You don't swear at your father, even if they do that to you. If you are close to someone, friend, family, whatever, make sure they know how much you mean to them. And if you still have a parent, be grateful that you have that parent. And if you've been strained, see if you can make it better. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I never thought I could with my dad. But 15 years ago, we came together and we had a great conversation that was filled with honesty and truth about how we both felt, about how I grew up, about what happened to me in my past. And I cherished that conversation with my dad. And we were able to move forward with an adult relationship, one where I helped him and he helped me. My he spent time with my sons. He would find things in common with them. He would go on field trips when we took him out on field trips. And now we're just waiting for his body to die because he's in end stage dementia and a point where he's slowly weaning off, uh, not eating very much or trying to eat things that aren't food. I know I've said a lot in this time, and it's probably ridiculous, and I'll probably get no followers, and I don't, that's not what this is. This is just me talking about stuff because I have an outlet. If you don't have an outlet, one of the things that I find too, you could sometimes I'll just do a video and talk, and then I don't post it or anything like that. Or I write it out and it's in a notebook that I never want anyone else to read. But if you have a story you want to share, you can email me. Go to my website, amysbookshelfreviews.com, or you can go to my other website, essenceenterprisesus.com. And that's where all my other stuff is that I do. So I want to thank you all for listening. And of course, if you wish to be a guest on the show, and if you want to be part of this segment, let me know that as well. You can go to amysbookshelfreviews.com/podcast and schedule your pre-recording. You can comment on this show or other shows because I have comments turned on. And you can join me again for the segment next month and each Sunday for conversation, information, and more. Please follow this podcast on Spotify. And if you want to check out my work, just Google me. I'm Amy Shannon. Be safe, be well, and always be kind. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video podcast. Amy's Bookshelf Reviews podcast is a takeoff of Amy's Bookshelf Reviews website, and which does reviews and also author promotions. You can go to amysbookshelfreviews.com for more information. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe, follow, and keep listening. Thank you.